Hello everyone, this is Tim, and this is Lefty. She likes to partake in my YouTube videos sometimes. I want to talk about when there's situations that come up in RPGs in sessions where everyone's trying to make a plan. So it's kind of everyone's sitting around the table trying to come up with the best possible way to handle the situation. Maybe it's a choice to be made. The way to go about doing things to, I don't know, the way to storm the castle or, whatever kind of situation you're trying to do in the campaign itself. And literally sometimes the conversation will go on so long, like you're pushing the half-hour mark, you're pushing the hour mark, and you can start to see people like starting to pull out their hair. Uh, you know, everyone's having their say, but no one's really agreeing. Or maybe you have like three factions, like, well, these two players want to do this, and this player wants to do that. And it can be just just you want to just drive nails into your head because you're tired of hearing all the different points of view, and you don't care what decision is made at that point. You just want to do something. You want something to happen because nothing is literally happening. You're just sitting there arguing with each other. So there have been a few things that I've done in the past to try to facilitate things. If the plan is going on like way too long, sometimes I'll have like an out of character, I don't know, out of whatever you want to call it, GM voice moment where it's like, okay, guys, you've been talking about this to death. There's these two choices. I don't know, maybe like roll some knowledge skill or something, and I'll throw out some more information to maybe lean their opinions in one way or the other. Or if it's getting very frustrating, maybe sometimes something attacks them or the situation changes because they've literally been speaking in game, in game / out of game for an hour. Because I'll say, well, literally your characters have been discussing this for an hour in game time. And while you were discussing things, things have changed. That opening that you had, up to 15 minutes ago or whatever has now closed. So that is no longer an option. Or, something has happened that changes the choices. Or they have to make a choice or something bad happens. It's kind of that like fork in the road moment. Something's like right behind them. It has to be a gut instinct. It's like, well, left or right, because if you don't, it's going to get ugly. And I don't know. I guess sometimes maybe I've kind of forced the issue too much. It's like, okay, guys, come on, and maybe I should just let them argue it out. But I think there's at some point it's not fun for everybody. The GM has to be like the bad guy, and has to kind of facilitate things to come to some sort of conclusion or make one of the choices. So as a GM, have you guys ever done anything like I don't know, motivated the players to go one way or the other, or have you pretty much said, okay, guys, this is it, make a decision, or I'm gonna go get something to drink, and you guys tell me when you're ready to make a decision, then I'll come back. Have you done anything like that as a player? Have you been in these discussions where there's like no end in sight, like you're sitting there and you want to like bash your face off the table because you really don't want to hear any more discussion at all. You're tired of talk and you want some action. I don't know. I've noticed when I've been in that situation, I'll tend to want to do like a Leroy Jenkins moment, and I think most of you know what that would be about. Basically, the one guy just runs off and does his own thing and says, that's enough discussion. Let's just do this thing. I tend to be that player. Again, I've been trying to be less chaotic, so I don't do that as often anymore. But I think people know that I have the ability to do to do those kind of things, or the inclination. So they keep that in the back of their head. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Endless discussions. How do you get through them? How do you end them? How do you make everybody make a choice? And do you split the party? I guess that's a possible option. And then you both die.